everyone. Let's start. We have lots of content to see around the Koin project. Then I'm Arnaud Giuliani, the project creator of Koin, and then a co-founder of Kotlin company that is working around open source project and Kotlin ecosystem. Just raising a bit the hand in the room. Who is using Koin here? Okay, quite a few people here. That's fine. Super cool. Today, quick presentation about Koin, about how it's really seamless integrate in all the Kotlin ecosystem. Koin today, then Koin has been created in 2017, and then it's really being used by lots of people, and then really we have big names as mobile application users that are in this ecosystem, and really that's really great to have such big players in using it. And thanks. Perhaps you see yourself inside. Let's start with new stuff that we see for Kotlin injection, dependency injection for Kotlin, and then let's start with the Compose world. The new UI declarative toolkit, where you are using your composable functions and you are making more unidirectional data flows here. And the idea is how we are providing API for composition system. And everything here, I will show you is the simple way, the simple API to use Koin. The API that you will see follow naturally, completely your Compose lifecycle. You don't have any complex lifecycle to rewind. Everything that you will inject here will follow directly your composable. And you are able also to inject view model too, and you will see. Here, for example, is a composable. You have a presenter, then what you can just do is using Koin inject, the keyword Koin inject inside your function, and then as a default value in your function, you will be able to inject your instance of my presenter. It's following the default cache of Compose, and then it will follow if your composable widget, if it's dropped or recreated. It will be recreated also. If you have a view model, then the keyword is really straightforward, is Koin view model function, and then you will be able to use the view model injection here, and it will bind the lifecycle for you. It's making all the stuff. Then it's the plumbery done for you with the activity fragment or whatever, and then you're safe with that. Then super simple, Koin inject and Koin view model to inject inside your composable. And then you see that there is two ways to inject inside composable. There is either what we call stateholder, something that is creating kind of presentation layer, and there is the view model, the classical presentation abstraction logic. And this is how you could really separate the two kind of injection inside Compose. Is really either a local presenter to really have something that is local to your composable, either a global business logic injection. Your view model will state for that. And then in Koin, you've seen that you are using Koin inject to the API in your composable to use the injection. And in definition, in your Koin configuration, just use a factory for that. And then Compose will cache your instance with you. For the view model, then you use the Koin view model API and use a view model definition inside Koin, and then it will provide us again a new instance for the system, and then it will hold for you. Good things I would like also to show you quickly is how you set up correctly your Koin context with Compose, and how finally you can make the difference between the right context, a startup, and then how you use the different stuff. If you are not reusing what I will show you next here, you are using by default the global context of Koin. That means that by default you are not using all the cache system of Compose, and we will have to fall back in the system for you, and then you will have warnings in your logs. Then the minimal things that you have to do is at the root node of your application is to use Koin context like that, and then it will retrieve your Koin context from a default global context, but then register it for you in your local composition for Compose. The same if you are really only using Android application is Koin Android context, and then it will look at where in the closest Android context we have a Koin system. And then you have Koin application. Koin application is starting a new context for you, which is great if you're running directly an application in Compose like a desktop application or web application, then your main entry point can use Koin application. But the problem is that if you are using it like in Android, you may have some restart conflict problem, because then if your activity is rotating, then it will try to restart a new context that is already started. Then don't use that in Android. If you want a starting point, then use more Koin context or Koin Android context. Koin application can be used for preview features. Like if you want really to preview some of your composables, some of your widgets, then the best way to do that is using some preview module. You don't need to load all your application. Then just a module for that with the configuration that you need, for example, for a view model, and then you load that. Lastly, you can develop with Compose and Koin SDK and white label application. And with Koin isolated context, you can run something inside your Compose application that is completely isolated for you. And then if someone is using your SDK with your Compose UIs, then there will be no conflict with your dependency injection universe. All you've seen here is also compatible with current, let's say, Compose framework like Circuit or Decompose. And in detail, I propose you to look at all those topics like navigation, scope, module loadings. You can really find them in the Koin documentation online. All of this is ready for multi-platform. Let's go for tricks about multi-platform and how you are using dependency injection with multi-platform, because then at the end it's just about Kotlin now. Then about multi-platform, then you need to have shared code. Then we will talk about shared module for your dependencies. And then we will use the expect and actual things, then declaration for native module definition. Let's see that. Then in the command code, you can have pure Kotlin definition in the command space, and then you are using pure Kotlin expression. Then it's the key in your pure KMP side. And you can use here, for example, includes of your command module. And also, if you want to implement some native module platform, you will use module definition with expect and then actual implementation. Like, for example, I will have expect about platform module, and then I will write my JVM implementation with my SQLite drivers and my iOS implementation with the other native driver if I have. Then you will have just this native implementation of this module if you need. If you want to start Koin from the KMP side and the iOS side, then you can really prepare something with the init Koin function, where you start Koin with a wrapper function, and then from iOS side, you find the namespace with CoinKT, that is name of your file, CoinKT, and do init Koin will bind your init Koin function to run your container, and then it will run from your iOS perspective. It's in the case you are not using Compose here. In the case you are using SwiftUI or this kind of application development, then you can use that to run Koin. The problem is that Koin magic is about extensions and all the capacity of the language to provide really super great developer experience. And the problem is that we can't offer directly extension in Swift. And here I propose you a few injection patterns to really prepare some injection and expose those common components to Swift. What you can do is having, for example, the object class that is exposing your boundaries component in between words. This is the component that you want really to retrieve from Koin directly. Because then from Swift, you won't be able to have all those generic type. Then the best thing is to use an object class here using Koin component, and then it will unlock access to get Koin functions and then retrieve the right instance for you. Then, for example, in Swift, what you will use is you will call directly this function, and then it's a static call to your class. If you want to bring, for example, a repository, and you want to have to create this instance in Swift, this instance in Android, for example, you can use also field injection, and then you create this instance in both worlds, and then Koin will inject naturally behind your component. Then still, again, we are using Koin component to make the bridge, to bootstrap your instance where you want. And then in Android view model, for example, we can use dependency injection directly by constructor. And in the iOS view model, for example, we are creating manually the instance, but then Koin will follow and will create all the graph for you. There is many shared view model and KMM stuff. Then you can look at KMM view model online. This was the most used view model. Then have in mind that you can make wrapper and bridge. All the Compose API is also multi-platform ready. Then you can write all full model dependency injection for Compose. And now there is official multi-platform view model injection since a week. Then JetBrains and Google, they are mapping the lifecycle for view model, and they have released the lifecycle library that are KMP. And Koin is ready for multi-platform injection for Compose. Since version 3.6 beta 4 Compose 1.2. You can play with it. Lots of stuff are still in progress, like trying really to continue to improve the integration with Swift, and also in 3.6, we are already ready to develop. You will be ready to develop with Blossom in Compose and pure KMP side. Is there any people that are making backend in the room? Yeah, just a few ones. Just to say that Koin also is ready for backend development and is proposing some Ktor plugin extension. And then you just simple inject in the Ktor route. What you are just doing is just install your Koin plugin like that. You have your definition, and then you can use by inject everywhere in all your Ktor application, and then use your component you want to inject inside that. Then, for example, here you can inject directly inside the root, and then you can use dependency injection by constructor for the rest of your configuration. Good thing is that it's super performant because there is no class path scanning or no introspection or code generation for this. And then you can run parallel execution if you want to isolate your context or not. You have request scope, etc. And then you can also even use Koin annotation if you want to have the same kind of experience with annotation processing. And then also it's out-of-the-box testing. You can test with Koin locally or Ktor. The Ktor team, they also are investigating independent injection feature and integration, and they are calling for all the projects to have more closer collaboration. For Kotlin 2, there will be something like the context parameter that will improve things for injection, and then really it will perhaps replace usage like lazy injection in function in Ktor. Perhaps it could help. And also, the Ktor team has launched some plugin registry. Then we will propose Koin integration that will be automatically inside. Ktor 3 integration soon, also that are still in beta. What's next? First, thanks to all the community and all the contributors that are really helping making Koin really a great project, a great technology. Then really thanks for them. Thanks to everyone that are giving feedback. You can reach the community on those channels on Slack, on Conflict Slack, on the GitHub, on Twitter, and the website insertcoin.io if you want any resources. And the best, really, we need your feedback and understand what things are good and what things also are wrong. The website where you can find all the documentation, you can find tutorials, you can find cheat sheets, all the setup needed to play with Koin in any kind of project. For those who are using Android, we even have now in Android a Google application that is using Dagger Hilt. We have migrated to Koin, and then there is all the resources you can find to really have the parallel between Dagger Hilt and Koin if you want to have it. In terms of release, then Koin had a 6-month cycle community release, where today the last stable is 3.5.6, and the next stable version will be 3.6, but the beta is in progress. Then here is the current version. Koin is already ready for Kotlin 2. It has been tested within the EAP program of JetBrains. That's cool. many things that are coming from 3.6 to 3.7, then it will be still a bit compatible. It will be Kotlin 2 compatible. And then many things internally will be provided, like making all the lazy module that are already stable, many of the integration and KMP side, etc., etc. Koin annotation is the project that is providing KSP for Koin and then for dependency injection with annotations. And then the idea really is to push Koin annotation at a big level and then trying to make it super usable as the Koin DSL is right now. And soon we are launching Koin 4.0 really to embrace the new Kotlin 2 feature language and clean up all the deprecation we have since years, then really help us a lot. Also some work on coroutines engine and type-safe DSL for us to allow you more testing tools and more verification tools. Really, our idea is having something that is really strong, something more than just a DI and not a factory generator. We want to make a Koin more lightweight container and API integration and really help you as today and more and more. And for Codezilla, the company I created, that we are offering enterprise support. If you're interested, you can come to the booth and talk with us. And also, we are developing dev tools for you to help develop and debug architectures around Koin and all the Kotlin application. Then we offer monitoring about KMP application too. Then everything you can check on codezilla.io website for those tools and for the enterprise support. And I will be happy to answer some questions out of the scene. Thank you very much.